What's going on, guys? Samuel here. Today I'm going to do a little video comparing the Yamaha YZ250FX against the Honda CRF 250RX. Okay, so first topic that I want to cover. These bikes are both made by Yamaha and Honda. A little bit different from their motocross bikes. These bikes are designed to be, woods bikes, more or less. And so the first thing that I want to talk about, these are both 2019 model bikes. And the Honda, first thing about the Honda is it did not come with the option for a Kickstarter in 2019. And I don't know if it did in previous years or not. 2019 has no option for that. And over here, now the Yamaha, also 2019 model, it did come with the option for a kickstart. So the kickstart option for the Yamaha is going to run, I think it's anywhere between $170 to about $210 for the kickstart option, which I haven't done it to mine yet, but I do intend to do it in the near future. The next thing that I want to cover is exhaust on these bikes. So the Yamaha comes out with a single exhaust. For being the stock pipe, it's pretty dang loud. You can definitely hear it coming. And then over here on the Honda, you've got your duals, which they've been doing for a little while now. The sound on this bike is absolutely beautiful when you're sitting on it. If you're not riding the bike, it doesn't sound a whole lot different than the Yamaha, personal opinion. So when you're sitting on this Honda, the one thing that you're going to get sound-wise is it sounds extremely deep, extremely throaty, low to mid-range. Just absolutely beautiful sounding bike. Now the Yamaha, it doesn't sound bad, don't get me wrong. There's nothing about this bike that doesn't sound good. It's just when you're sitting on the bike, it doesn't have that deep, throaty growl to it quite like the Honda does. Next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be power. The differences in the power on these bikes. Okay, so the Honda has amazing top end power. You can rev this thing as far as you want to. I haven't heard anybody hit rev limiter on this bike yet. It just keeps going, and that is where all the power is at on this bike. Now, the Yamaha, compared to the Honda, it's got top end power, but you also have low to mid power on this bike, which personally, and this is just personal preference, guys, personally, I like the low to mid range more than I like top end on my bike. I mean, it's got plenty of top end to it as well. It's just, I don't know, it feels a little bit more rounded, the Yamaha does, compared to the Honda. Honda is more of a higher mid-range to top end bike, whereas the Yamaha is, you've got your low end torque, you've got your mid-range power, and your top end is not lacking by any means, but the Honda definitely has the top end over the Yamaha, and the Yamaha definitely has the top end over, or I'm sorry, has the low to mid over the Honda. The next thing I'm going to mention is both of these bikes do come factory with skid plates. The Honda comes with a front disc cover, Yamaha does not, and they both come with a rear disc cover, and all of these covers are plastic. So I mean, you're not really protecting a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is suspension. These bikes are very, very similar on suspension. So far, everything that I've done riding these two bikes, they seem to be pretty close. I think for factory, low speed, I think factory, the Yamaha comes a little bit softer in its suspension. Honda's not bad. It's right there behind it. They're both very, very, very smooth riding bikes. They're both comfortable. They're pretty similar as far as seat height. I think the Yamaha actually sits just a little bit higher I can't quite put both feet flat-footed on the Yamaha, whereas to the Honda, I can almost, I'm 6'1", by the way. The Honda, I can pretty well sit on it and have both feet flat-footed on the ground. That is without adjusting the sag on both of these. So, excuse me, I have the sag set on my Yamaha, and I have not set it on the CRF. So that is with the sag set for me and my body weight on the Yamaha, and it was actually pretty much perfect for me right off the lot for me. I'm like 6'1", I weigh about 140 pounds. I'm not a very big guy. And the Honda, right off the lot, we haven't made any adjustments to it whatsoever, and like I said, I can sit on it and be about flat-footed sitting on the seat. So it comes a little bit lower. I think the handlebars sit just a little bit higher on the Honda, and I don't know, they're very similar on suspension. And then also the Yamaha comes with a 6-speed transmission, as to where the Honda actually just comes with a 5-speed. Now, I just got off these bikes. I'm going to do a comparison, hopefully tomorrow, more onboard video of these bikes. But second gear in the Honda honestly, truly feels like third gear in my Yamaha. So, like I said earlier, the Yamaha definitely has that low to mid-range power, and its gears aren't quite as tall as the Honda. Now, me personally, if I race in the woods, I race the hare scramble races, I like to have, in every gear, I like to have that low to mid-range torque, and the Yamaha still screams on top. And that's just one thing that I don't like about the Honda, is it just really doesn't have the power in the low and low mid-range of the gear. As soon as you get about top mid to top end of power, Honda's awesome. And then the Yamaha, I'm comfortable with it all the way through. That's my take on the gearing differences. And one other thing too that I'd like to mention is that the Yamaha, when you let off the throttle on this bike, as soon as you know, if you're running fast, and as soon as you let off, this bike is absolutely just slowing you down. It's definitely, it's got that 4-stroke feel to it, and as soon as you let off the throttle, you're slowing down regardless of whether or not you're touching the brakes. Now the Honda, I do not notice the same thing. This bike, it feels almost more like a 2-stroke as far as the engine stopping power on it goes, and that could be because I don't rev this bike out to its maximum capability. I'm not sure. But yes, the Honda, it doesn't seem to have as much engine stopping power as the Honda does. It's just, even when you let off the throttle, this bike, it just wants to go. So the Yamaha, you let off the throttle, you're slowing down. The Honda, you can let off the throttle, it's still trying to go fast. So it's really, they're two very similar bikes that are made just such a slight bit differently that to some people it'd make a world of difference. I feel like the Yamaha is a great bike if you're not wide open, giving it 100% all the time. Now the Honda, on the other hand, I feel like it would not be so good for people that are still kind of getting used to the whole woods thing. You know, if you've got a big log or a little rock ledge that you're trying to get up, Honda doesn't have that low-end torque and power that the Yamaha is going to give you. So it's going to be a little bit more intimidating because the bike's not going to be as easily put up against such obstacles unless you're going to do it faster. So all in all, I really think that both of these bikes are just absolutely amazing, front to back, top to bottom. There's really not anything I don't like about either one of these bikes. I really enjoy the low to mid-range the Yamaha offers, and then at the same time, I just absolutely love the top end that the Honda has to offer. So, if you're thinking about going out and buying one of these, just keep in mind, low, mid-range monster compared to a low, mid-range, not so great, but top end, insane. So, I hope this was of some use to you guys. I'm going to do some onboard video of both of these bikes, hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll be within the next couple of days. That'll be kind of a follow-up video. I'll do some voiceover of the riding, let you know a little bit more about what I experienced, because I'm going to ride these bikes back to back a couple times and compare the differences that I notice at that point in time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, click the little bell down below. It'll let you know when I've got new stuff coming out. I did just purchase a new camera, so future videos are not going to be just crazy shaky and terrible. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.